Hey everyone, I hope everybody's well. Starting to do a live stream. That might be a little bit more helpful. I hope everybody's doing fine. And hopefully people will join me. Let's see. Yes, I'm alive. Yeah, I'm broadcasting. We have already Mark's Naughty Guitars. Hi, and welcome to my Q&A session that I'm trying to do. Finally, I get a good internet service so I can stream live. The only thing I need to do next is get a better camera. Wonder if I can test this camera here while we wait for people to join in. Thanks, Mark, again for coming in. I hope you had a good day, or you are having a good day. And yeah, we'll see how things go. Hopefully I get some questions. And we have Mohammed Hassan as well joining in. I'm just trying out this new streaming software because for some reason, I don't know why, OBS stopped working for me and it just stopped capturing any sound. It stopped my screen in my desktop from actually being captured. I get blank excuse me. So the only thing that worked was my camera with no voice, no sound. So I have no idea what's going on. So I'm trying this new one called X Split. So hopefully it will work. Yes, you're tracking acoustic guitars and vocals today. Any tips to Mark? Well, acoustic guitars, it all depends how many microphones you are using. Usually with acoustic guitars, I track three tracks with 2 microphones. And if the guitar has the plug as well, where you can plug in, then what you can do is track all 3. I normally use my MXL microphones, the large diaphragm and the small diaphragm microphone. You might have seen a video on my channel. I use the small diaphragm one to the neck and pointing it. And then I use a large diaphragm a little bit further away, but actually pointing just below the bottom of the guitar hole, where the hole is. So sort of sitting a bit further away, just to capture the ambience in the lower end of the guitar, but without too much of the muddiness. And then I have a third one connected to the pickups of the acoustic guitar, if that's available. And then I track and record 3 tracks. Sometimes 2 tracks, 1 mono as the pickup and 1 stereo for the stereo microphones, 1 on the neck and 1 on the guitar body of the guitar. So that way you've got 3 different sounds you can mix and match and make it work, to see what sounds you get. I normally use obviously the microphones and then just blend in the pickup one, the third mono track, and just gently blend that in to get a really nice clear transient of the guitar sounds. And normally I will have a compressor on both microphones, the condenser microphone as well as the large condenser microphone, on the guitar so that it sort of narrows the dynamic range a little bit, but feeding in the pickup will actually give you much nicer sound. And only recently I've done a guitar that way, and that sounded really nice. We just did a recording in my new home, unfinished recording studio, and that turned up really well as well. So it is really great because you've got, obviously you got to have 3 microphones and the right microphones. If you only have one microphone, a large diaphragm microphone will be great. You can position it in the right position. You can just work it how far you want it. Obviously, the further away you get, the more room ambience you will get. The closer you are, you'll get a little bit boomy. So move towards the neck and away from the body and the hole and so on. But the best option obviously is using 2 microphones plus the pickup and then mix them together. Okay, we've got a few other people joining as well. Milko Leporis says hi. Hi everyone. And Chahai Jr. And he's got a question as well. Let's see what the question is about. What's happening with me while I try to read the question. You're welcome, Marx. Well, I hope that answers your question about recording acoustic guitar. And as to the vocals, well, that's pretty much straightforward. If you've got a large diaphragm microphone, then use that. Again, I usually use about that, measure that far away from the microphone, and then that's where your pop filter is, and there's about an inch from the pop filter and the microphone, so that's how far away you. It's a good way to pick up everything, because you get closer, then you get proximity effect, and you get really boomy sound. Too far away, you get too much room, and then you might get a bit nasally sound. So that's about a good away from them. So hope that helps. Chahai says, I can't install my Pro Tools first license. It appears some errors and I don't know what to do. Please advise. Okay, with Pro Tools first, even though it's free, you will still require the iLok application. So if you haven't done so, you need to do that. What you can do is go to iLok.com, and if you haven't done so already, create a new free account with them, and then download the iLok application. And then when you are registered with Avid to get the Pro Tools, you tell them your username of the iLok that you just created, and they'll deposit the license into your iLok account. And when you run iLok on your PC, it will download that license and enable it. So when you run Pro Tools first, it will detect that you have a license, and that will make it work as well. I hope that's what the problem is. Okay, continuing on, Chahai says, I have iLok and Activate, but still can't install. Not sure what you mean by can't install. You can't install Pro Tools, or you cannot install iLok or activation key. If you're really having issues, the best way is to either watch one of my videos that I explain how to install Pro Tools first, that I have done, that was pretty much last year, and also Avid's website. There's lots of help on Avid's website to go and look through and follow up. They have a video as well, a very short one, that you can follow and install it. Okay, I mean, comes on, says, Chahai says, I can't install Pro Tool. Well, that I don't know. Have you downloaded the right version? I couldn't help you any further than that. If you cannot install Pro Tools, I wouldn't know what the error would be. Yeah. Hi, Cy Knowles. Thanks for joining. And he says, tell him to stay away from Pro Tools first. Very unstable. Studio One Prime, so much better. And good to see you, my friend. Hi, Simon. How are you? Thanks for joining. I hope you're doing well as well. I do have a little bit of sore throat. I had sort of a bit of cough, really nasally. It's just winter here in Australia, in Sydney, and for some reason I just got the cold. What do you know? So I have to apologize if I do sort of bend over and go sideways and have to cough. But that's how it is. I hope I'm feeling okay. Yeah. So going back to Jahai, yes, if you're having trouble to install Pro Tools, you can try to follow my instruction to see where it's going wrong. I'm not sure what is what the installation problem is, where it's failing to install. Maybe your download didn't succeed because it's quite a large download. Maybe it didn't succeed and it's just crashing during the installation. And that's the only thing I could say. I don't know what else it would be. But yeah, you could certainly try Studio One Prime, which is free as well. See how you go with that one. That's definitely something to look out for. As Simon sort of mentioned, there's too much plasterboard dust. Well, I haven't really started puttying and sanding down yet. I'm not sure if it is the plasterboard thing, but I think it's just in the air because my son was sick as well last week. He's been feeling better now. Now I'm sick, and now my wife is a little bit sort of on the thing. She's blaming me for her getting sick. So yeah, it is in the air. It's coming and going. Excuse me for 2 seconds. And yeah, so I guess that's one of the reasons why I haven't been able to make any new videos. I've got quite a few videos to plan to make, but with this voice, I don't think I want to make them because I'll be coughing and my sound will be nasally. And like I have done 1 or 2 videos in the past where I did have this sort of nasal problem and coughing, and I get lots of comments saying that it's disgusting how they hear my nasally voice. So for that reason, I will not make the video until I get better. But yeah, if anybody else has questions while people are joining in, I hope my voice is nice and clear coming through, and my picture. Now that I've got good internet connection and I can stream even on high definition, I guess I need to get a better camera. For some reason, no matter what I do, any of those webcams, they're just crap. They don't really. Let me see if this camera works any better. I've got a couple cameras, but none of them work. Should be doing this while I'm not testing. Let me see if I can actually add another camera. Oh, there we go. There's 2 of me. I guess that camera should be better. I might actually switch to that one. I didn't think that one will work, but there we go. Let me just position this nicely. And well, looks like this camera might be much better. Oops. What do I need? What do I need? Ah. Now there's two of me, double. Okay. If I actually go ahead and remove that one and move myself about here. Does that look any better, guys? I hope it does look a bit better, but at least this is much higher definition and I can actually see. It's still blurry, I guess because of lights. Anyway, enough about those things. So while I'm here, so if you guys have any questions while you joined in, please do ask me, and I will try to answer them for you. I have been having a great time doing some recordings as well. I did do we did recording in the new studio, unfinished studio, with violins and what else we had? Yeah, violins, acoustic guitar, electric guitar. So yeah, we marked violins and things, which was really good. It was nice to see the studio being put into action. Okay, Marx, since you're recording acoustic guitar and vocals, what kind of music are you actually recording? Is it you playing the acoustic guitar or someone else? Be nice to hear. Not sure how many people are. Let's see how many people are watching. Oh, 4 people. That's okay. I guess this time of the day, I'm not sure. It's 8 o'clock on Monday night here, so I would say it'd be 8 o'clock in UK in the morning. So yeah, it all depends on your location, I guess. Okay, Milko asks, what kind of diffuser absorber panels will you use in studio? Well, I'm actually building my own ones, looking at the examples of what my studio acoustic bats are, which my apologies. I might have to speak a little bit lower. I've done some tests on the acoustic bats, the insulation bats that I put in my studio when I was building it. So I'll be using the same material, which I'm gonna put frames. Just about centimeter or 10 mil by 70 millimeter wide plywoods, which are going to be sort of just a frame, and to the right sides of those acoustic bats, they're just going to go in. They're going to be covered by a material, and that's, I think I'm going to have about 8 of them in there, plus the 3 that I already have here in my current studio. You might have seen in some of my old videos the white sort of panels sitting on the corners and one just behind me there. So they'll be sitting on all around in the walls, because I think they're really the best absorption that I can think of. So that's what I'm going to be building. So I'll be building it myself, because the cost of purchasing acoustic panels which are already made, they're like 4 times the price. For about $80, I get about 8 insulation bats, and then probably another $20 I can actually get enough wood to create the frames for 8 of them, maybe a bit more, depending, because I want to build really nicely. I'm going to have nice angles screwed in, so it's nice and solid frame. So let's say another $50. So for $130, $140, I'm going to get 8 panels, where that's the price for probably not even one panel to buy one. So that's what I'll be doing. I might actually be making a video of when I make them, so that people will know how to make them themselves as well. And all of the costs and all the materials will be listed in those videos when I actually do them. Okay, let's go. I hope that answers the question. I need some sort of a mute button here. Signold says, I have downloaded lots of free plugins and instruments on your recommendation. Have you heard of any new ones? There are always new ones coming up all the time. And I have few that I have tried, and I would recommend, and I will make videos of. But I'm not sure. I can't remember all of them. I have written them down. There's few called. There's one called, I think, Blue Cat. A whole series of them: EQ, compression, reverb, delay, and whole heap of sets of VST plugins. I'm just trying to think. There's few others as well from Brainworks as well. There's one which I will review. There are quite a few out there which I have downloaded, free VST plugins, and tried them out. But I usually just, once I test them, if I'm not happy, I usually just delete them, because there's quite a few out there which are not up to my standards. Or they're so simple, or they're so common that I already have. There's so many number of EQ plugins and compressor plugins that you really need, because the less you have, the better it is, because your ears will get used to the sound and the tonality and the and working of those plugins, that you get to learn it and you get to really work out how things work, and you just use them instead of constantly downloading new plugins. Unless there's something amazing, I tend to sort of stick with the ones my ear are used to, and I can quickly just put it down, know my settings, know what settings to have for whatever track or audio it is, and just use them, whether they're compression or EQ, or reverb or delay, and so on. So, but there will be more VST plugins that I really like. There's one from Brainworks that I will be doing a video on, which can really enhance your bottom end, not your ass, but actually the bottom end, the bottom sound. So bass, sub bass, and bit further up as well. So anywhere between 20 hertz to about 200 hertz, that range, it makes it really great, tight, and emphasized bass. So on any genre of music, whether if it's rock, whether if it's hip hop, or jazz, or techno, or any one of those genres, it really brings out and enhances your bass, and it is free as well. So I'll talk about that very soon, as I get this damn throat working out. Yep. And one last question. Let me see. How's that? Hey, I get bigger picture. What's this? Let's see if I can make myself bigger. Go full screen. There we go. I'm full screen. Chahai says, one last question. Any guitar plugin using Ableton Live? Thank you. Well, honestly, I don't have Ableton Live installed. I did receive Ableton Live Lite, I think version 9, but I still haven't installed the copy of it. I haven't used it, so but I assume that any VST will work with Ableton Live as well, with no difference any other DAW. So for guitar plugins, there's a few numbers of them that you can that I can recommend, the free ones. There's a couple of them from IK Multimedia, which I use. Amp Lion is another one, which I have done a demo on my channel as well. So if you search Amp Simulator, that's a really great one. There's a few other ones that I use. Bias Amp that I use as well. I got it for free, but as a deal, but I think it's paid version. But I got it for free. I don't know. I usually get things for free because I'm a member of something, or I must have purchased something, and then they give, as a promotion, they give the light versions for free. So it's always a good idea to, if you are after free VST plugins, not only search for the ones which are free, but also just join, like IK Multimedia. I think I purchased maybe 1 or 2 things from them, and since then I have accumulated probably about a dozen VST plugins, which are usually worth about $49 or so US, and I get it for free because I'm a member, and they do those things for about 24 hours or 48 hours. You get an email and then says, go to our website, log in and claim your free plugin. And I have had, a compressor, the T-Trax compressor, EQ, guitar amps, simulators, and a whole heap of other things for free. This is on top of the free IK Multimedia plugins that you do get. So, I would highly recommend to go onto their website, create a free account, join in, and just wait. Even if you don't buy from them, you can still obviously download the sample tank free and a few other free VST plugins and use them. And time to time, about 2 or 3 times a year, you'll get an email saying, for the next 24 hours or for the next 48 hours, log into your account and then you get this special free plugin, which is worth $50 or $80 or thereabouts, whatever. And then you just log in and then claim it, and it's there. And it's free for life. So it's well worth it. And there's a few other websites or other companies that do the same thing as well. So I would highly recommend to join them. So I hope that answers your guitar plugin. Is it IK Multimedia? You can try Bias Amp. You can try Amp Lion is another great one. You can try and see how you go. Okay, Sinol says, I don't know how to remove unwanted plugins on my Mac in Studio One. Is this a difficult procedure? I think I don't use Mac, but at the moment, I did use Mac in the past. I can't remember where they sit. I'm sure there will be a folder somewhere where it says VST plugins, and you should be able to go there and basically delete them and then refresh your plugin, or in Studio One's case, as it's loading, it searches for the VST plugins. If there are any missing, you'll automatically remove them anyway if the files are missing. But just search on your Mac in your folders for VST plugins. I could be wrong, but maybe someone else can. Here we go. James Wright says library audio/plugins. That's where you will find your VST plugins. Look for the names, and then just delete the files, or just I would normally just copy them somewhere else. So I have a copy. So move them to another location just in case, and then they won't appear in your Studio One anymore. The reason I would move it, in case I have used those plugins in the past in any of the projects, and if I need to go back into it, I'll go, oh shit, I don't have that plugin anymore, and it doesn't load, it doesn't do the thing that I wanted to do. So you can just move it back in and then open up the old project. You know, that's probably a good reason not to delete, but just to move them into unused VST plugins. Yeah, I hope that there you go, Sai. Thanks, James, for that. Library/audio/plugins. That's where they are on your iMac. My iMac is actually sitting in the garage, and I haven't used it for a couple of years now. Maybe I should bring it out and see few things on it. It's probably needs, as soon as I turn it on, it's probably Apple's gonna go upgrade. It's, I don't know. I think it's still on El Capitan, or maybe not. Maybe the one before that. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I hope that answers the questions. And again, I do apologize for my voice. I do have a sore throat and a bit of a runny nose. But don't worry, my virus is not transferable through the video camera, because I have the switch virus transfer off. Oh boy, yeah. Well, I'm having fun here. I'm really enjoying. I hope you guys are having a good day. Yeah. So let's see. Anybody else has any other questions you like to ask? I wonder if I can. I might. What I'll do, just for the fun of it, I might bring out the last project that I've been working on, and show you what I've been doing. This is the project where I recorded all the instruments in my studio. Not even finished yet, but it turned out really nice. Let's just bring it out. I might just use headphones so I can hear what's. Yeah. Is it me or my? Maybe I'm turning too loud. No, that's my voice. Oh, jeez. My apologies, guys. I just put the headphones on. I can hear myself, and I sound terrible. My apologies. Okay, you guys are ready for... where are we? How do I do this? I'm trying to work out this new software. Game. No, that's not gonna work. Okay. I wonder if I'll be able to hear it. See how it goes. No, I don't think. No, I don't think. No. Oh, apologies. You guys didn't hear that, did you? No, that's not gonna work. I don't know how this program works. How would I get the Don't know. How would I actually get things to sound through the? I got microphone working, I guess, and oh, you did hear. Oh, okay, it did work because my levels weren't showing that there was any sound coming through. Um, that was the violin that I just recorded, and then what I did is created using Melodyne. I created and converted the notes of the actual violin of the audio into MIDI, and then blended the VST into it, and this is what it sounds like. So that's the MIDI converted from the actual violin. And then if we add VST instrument and the original, yeah, so that was quite an interesting thing to do. And the client was quite impressed that how it actually sounded so much better. Let me see if we can add. Where are we? Oh, this is so hard to do too many things at once. Oh, that's strange. Where are we? I wonder if I get a photo of the guys who actually did the recording. I got one photo here. So you can see here. No, that way. Jeez. Yeah, there. Oh, trying to find the direction of the camera, which is reverse for some reason. Yeah, these are the guys. So we had the acoustic guitar playing there, and we had keyboards, and then the lovely lady there, Jane, recording the violin, and the vocalist as well. So it was about 5 people in the room. So it was quite interesting. It was quite interesting. And yeah, so we did a recording of the of one song. We're still recording. We're still in progress, and hopefully we'll finish it soon. And once it does, will come out. Yeah. So yeah. Any questions in any further questions? Anything audio related that I'll be able to help you out, guys? And yeah, because I don't have anything prepared to talk, because I've got so many videos on my channel already that covers pretty much everything. And it's very hard for me to come up with any further topics. I thought I'll just ask you what you like to do, and we can take it from there. Yeah, yeah. Basically, when I recorded the violin, I had to take all of my acoustic panels out of from this room. Some of them are still missing. All of these, that one, and that one, all of that. I had to take them out and take them to the studio there, the new studio, so that there's minimal reverberation. And then I used to capture it my MXL small condenser microphone, pointed just sort of about 45 degrees into the strings where the strings are hitting. So that's how I captured the sound, and it turned out really well. And a distance about half a meter away from the actual violinist. So not up close, about half a meter away from where she's playing. The microphone is about half a meter away. I do have a video, hopefully that will end up maybe a couple seconds of it in my next video clip of building my home studio. I hope people are enjoying those videos. It does take a lot of time for me to edit, because I record hours and hours of when I'm doing it, but obviously you don't want to watch hours and hours of me doing the same thing. So I do cut them down. Yeah. Yes. Anybody else has any questions? Let me see how many people are joined at the moment. 4. Yes, of course. There's a time of the day that I'm here is yeah, I really need to look at the settings. Yeah. I hope this new XSplit streaming software is a bit better than my OBS, because OBS just simply stopped working, and it wouldn't capture my desktop. The only thing that would capture was my laptop's webcam. No audio. I have no idea what happened. I think something happened with Microsoft update, and there was an OBS update, and all of a sudden it just stopped. Because I did a live stream last week and it was fine, and all of a sudden it just didn't want to work, and I spent pretty much half the day trying to work it out, see what's happening, but it just didn't work. We have a question. Daniel Romeo asks, "Hey Vatche, know any good feedback destroyer VST, free or paid? Thanks. Ooh, Feedback Destroyer VST. To be honest, I haven't even looked for one as a VST. I know there's Behringer has, few of them, of feedback destroyers. I used to have one. I don't have it anymore. And there's the Behringer Shark as well. But as a VST plug-in, not sure how well that would work. You really need a good audio interface and with very low latency, and then a good CPU to actually process it so that it can detect and act upon quickly when it's live. I guess you will have to, if you're doing live, so I guess all your mixers will come through your audio interface, and then the output of it would need to go to your output system, like your amplifier and speakers, so that any feedback frequencies, if the VST has to take care of, needs to take care of it into PC. So I'm pretty sure they'll be out there, but I haven't personally looked for, searched for, and know of how it will work. Only because of the latency, because latency will cause the issue of trying to get your live sound coming from the mixer into your PC through the VST to detect any feedback and then notch those frequencies down, and then the output going back out from your audio interface into your sound system. Especially if you got live stage, you would have multiple sort of stage monitors for the artist to listen to, which most of the feedback happens, and then you've got your main speakers into the audience that you need to take care of as well. So I guess if you really have a good mixing desk with digital interface, you might be able to do it. Yeah, the only sort of affordable range of mixers which will take in analog audio and convert them multi-channel into your DAW and out as an insert back into the channel of the mixer are what are they called? Been looking at them. Give me 2 seconds and I'll find out for you. Yeah, because I guess it needs to work on each channel basis as well, rather than complete main output, input output, because you need to take care of just individual channels, especially for microphones. Soundcraft, I think they were called Soundcraft. Look into my history of things that I've been looking for. Most digital mixers, which cost about $3,000-$4,000, would be able to do it. But on the affordable range ones, Soundcraft Signature 12 multi-track recording, which is SIG 12 MTK Plus, so which has a USB connection to your PC, and every channel has live, very low latency signal to your PC and then back again. Just like the hardware insert, you know how you've got mixers and you've got insert points and you can connect compressors and EQs directly to that channel as the insert. Well, with this one, the Soundcraft Signature Series, the 12, I think, as well as the 22 MTX, MTK, I should say, they have the insert directly to your PC. So for each channel that you have, either the 12 or 22 channels, each track will come in via USB, will go into your DAW, and then you can assign a VST for that channel, and then will feed back into the mixer and then down again. So you could have any VST, multiple VSTs live feeding per channel. So they're the only ones that I can think of. And I think the Signature 12, which is a 12 channel mixer, is about 800 Australian dollars. And the Signature 22, which is 22 channel MTK, it has to be MTK version for multi-track, and they are about $1,500 or $1,600 Australian, and they're the only ones that I know of which are affordable. They'll be able to do it. Otherwise, I guess any high-end digital mixers starting from $3,000 or $4,000 would definitely be able to do it. I hope that answers the question. But as far as a VST to do for live, you got to have a really good plug-in. Plus, as I mentioned, a lot of the other issues that you might have, because you don't want to notch filter the whole main channel. You really want to notch filter just the channel, the microphone that is causing the feedback issue. Hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, so that's some of the experiences I had. Because when I used to do live, live recording and so on, I used to use the Behringer Feedback Destroyer, and that usually it had two channels. So I assigned those two channels as inserts into the main vocalist mic, and another one which was a problem mic where it was too close to another stage monitor, speakers and whistling. It could have been maybe the background vocalist or the guitar. Guitars are usually, if you're miking a guitar amp, that might cause a feedback on top of the feedback and distortion that the guitar pedal is creating. So I usually used to use on those two. But I don't do live anymore. I sold all of my speakers and things. And Daniel says, okay, you give me some ideas. Thanks a lot. Yes, I hope that helped. So if you want to find out about those mixers, budget and affordable ones, as I mentioned, are the Soundcraft Signature 12 MTK. Or Signature 12, or what's the other one? Probably 22. Yeah, Signature 22 MTK. And that's sort of the affordable price range, which will do it. Okay. Well, I'm starting to get a bit of stress on my vocals as well. I hope my voice is not too bad and you can bear it. Yeah, I'm trying to pass as much as information as I can. I hope I'm being helpful, whoever is here and joining. Oh, we have Gold Coast Jay as well. Welcome back. Anybody else new that is here that has just joined in? I hope my stream is clear. My audio is clear, other than my voice. Yeah. I've also been playing around with this. This is my Moto micro book, which is 4 input, 2 output, or 4 in, 4 out. Audio interface, USB, powered. It's really a great, great one. I bought this after my Moto Traveler failed, which I have a video on how I actually repaired it now. I bought this one. This is really very solid build. It's all metal, no plastics in this one. It's got a microphone input with 48 volt phantom power, and it's got a guitar input as well as number 2. And at the back, it has 3 and 4 as line level inputs, and it's got 2 balanced line level out as well as a 3.5 level out. SPDIF output as well, and it's all powered by USB. Just plug it in, and yes, it has controller as well, where you run on your PC, and you'll be able to control it. I use this probably several times, and then eventually I thought I'll buy another one which has more inputs. So I'm gonna resurrect this one and use this for other purposes as well. Because a lot of times when you're doing demonstrations of DAWs, you really need 2 audio interfaces feeding each other with the screen capture, so that one of them is your audio interface for your DAW, and then you feed the output of your first audio interface into your second audio interface, add your microphone to it, and then that feeds into your screen capture program, like OBS, if it worked. I don't know what happened to OBS. I have to solve that as well before I start actually continue. So that's how you can get. That's how you need. That's how I do all of my video presentations when I'm actually presenting DAWs, and so it's a lot of setup. It takes a lot of time. By the time you set up your first DAW and then your first audio interface, feeding that into another audio interface and the screen captures and all the wires and everything is in between. Yeah, but I love doing it, and I'll do it for fun and share information. Anyway, well, if you guys have any further questions, I'm more than happy to take them. Otherwise, it's been how long I've been on? How do I tell? Oh, 35 minutes I've been on. There you go. So you have another 25 minutes of time with me. What else? Another interesting DVD that you should actually watch is this one here. You guys see it? Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. This is a DVD. It's a DVD that it shows how they actually made their album, coming up with really creative ideas, different ways of thinking, of making music. You know, in those times, sounds and synthesizers. These days we have computers that generate every sound that you can think of and you can't think of or will think of to create it on your PC. But in the old days, they had to do it all manually, you know, whatever they had. And then, so it's really, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's a great watch. If you haven't seen it, you should actually watch it. No other questions? People just want to see me do things. Okay. How about I see if I can get something else loaded. Okay, let's have a look at another song of mine that I'm looking at and trying to record. So let's have a listen and see where we are up to. Let me minimize myself in the corner there. There we go. I hope you guys will be able to hear it. And all this has been recorded in Prime. What I'm looking for, maybe someone coming up nice, cool, relaxing, and inspirational words. Sort of lazy, laid back words. Maybe talking about life, family, lover, any such thing. So if you can come up with words, if you're good in, if you're poetic, you can get in contact with me. Very soon, I will be releasing this multi-track out on my website, so everybody will be able to download all the multi-tracks and be able to add their bit in. And I would really like to take it a bit further, having someone to write the words or even sing it. And then we can collaborate together and release a song together as well. There is another song that I have done, Sidewalk Love. We did a recording of guitars with Chad from Your Home Recording Studio. Unfortunately, Chad had to move and the project couldn't move forward. So hopefully very soon he will settle in, and then we'll be able to continue on with that Sidewalk Love as well. So I will have that on my website, so you'll be able to download and add your bit in. So if you're a guitar player or drum player or drummer, drum player or drummer, and bass player, maybe you can add your bit in. And if you're got better vocals than me, I hope, because I'm not really, I'm not the best in English, so you'll be able to sing it for me, because I've written the words. Really nice song. If it's something that you like, then you can sing it and we can collaborate it and be able to release it. So it should be good. Yeah, and this is another song that I'll be releasing. It's called Love Break. Maybe it could be a song about breaking away from love, having a break from love, you know, relaxing, enjoying life. I don't know. So I leave that to you. So whatever you like. So I've actually recorded live guitar, this one, it took me about 3 hours to record these bars of song of guitars. So it was painful. This was the easy part, 2 notes. Some reason I couldn't get it right on that day. I don't know what happened to me. Yeah, and then obviously there's a harmony that I played as well for it. I know some guitar players are shaking their heads going, oh my god, 3 hours to play few notes? Yes, if you don't know how to play the guitar. But I was determined, that's the whole point. Just trying to get the timing right and my fingering right. Yeah, but if you listen to the in whole context of the whole song, you know, it does. And I also have to mention, this is all recorded in Studio One Prime, everything. All the effects, everything is Studio One Prime. I tried to keep the chords and progression and the scale quite simple, so anybody will be able to follow it quite nicely as well. Okay, we already have Signals wanting to help. I know you do. I know what you can do. Yes, I'll really appreciate it. And Gold Coast Jay says, sounds great. Yeah. I guess once more live instruments come in, because all of the recordings other than the lead guitars there are coming from my Korg PA3X, so they're, you know, keyboard sounds. And once we get some live drums in there, live bass played, it will sound much better, of course. And it'd be nice collaborative way and joint sort of process between everybody to make it sound really nice. Maybe Simon can actually play guitars or bass, either one of them, or drums, live drums. Like, you just can't beat live drums to any electronic drums. It's so much different, so much dynamics in there. Yep, it'll definitely make a difference. Anyway, yeah, that's the song called Love Break. Love is a pain deep in my heart. Surely a pain. Anyway. Well, yes, as soon as I actually have all the files ready, prepared, it'll be uploaded onto my website and you'll be able to download it, have a listen. What I have also done, you might notice, oops, what did I make that for? Is you can see at the top there, I used markers to mark the chord progression. So when you actually download the project and load it up in your Studio One Prime and anything above that, Artist and so on, but I would prefer Prime, that way everybody has everything included. You'll be able to see the chord progression. So if you're playing the guitars or if you're playing bass or keys or anything else you want to add into it, you can see the chord progression. So it makes it really easy. So that's what I've done as well. I think the only most DAWs, one thing they're missing is notes like chord progression. I think the only one that does, that you can assign chord progression notes in your timeline, is Cubase. I've seen it in Cubase where at the top timeline you can actually put chord progression. Excuse me. You know, I wish they'd be able to do that in Studio One as well, and few of the other DAWs like Reaper or and so on. There's few out there, or Pro Tools, even Pro Tools. They don't have it, so it's really hard for people to collaborate. I guess back when this when these DAWs were created, collaboration wasn't a big deal. But these days, more and more people are collaborating together and making music together and being able to follow up and see where the timeline, where the chords are. It really makes it easy. So when you actually see the notes per bar, the chord, the tab, whatever you want to call it, in there, you'll be quite easily be able to listen and follow the song, because people are collaborating all over the world. They're not in the same room to exchange notes and saying, okay, this is what the notes is, this is where you're playing. They need to look at the screen, and as they're listening to what the previous recording is, know what the chord progression is, and do it. So apart from Cubase, I haven't seen it anywhere else. So I hope in the next version of Studio One, they would add that timeline in there, so you can just write a quick single note of what the things are, what's happening, what the chord progression is, or even any other notes to say, guitar here, lead guitar here, or percussion starts here, those sort of things in the timeline. They really need that. Unfortunately, DAWs don't have that, other than Cubase, which has not key progression that you can put in there, but nothing much else. Yeah, I have also been looking at Mixbus, Harrison Mixbus as well, which is another great DAW, where the workflow is very similar to like a hardware mixer. So the layout is like that as well. So I've been looking at that, and I'll make a video on Mixbus as well. Not the 32C, just Mixbus version 4. Because that's, I think, cheap enough. There's a special deal, 50% off. So it only comes up about 60 Australian dollars for the version 4 of Mixbus, which is a great deal. Yeah. Any questions, guys? Anything you like to ask me while I'm here? Nothing, of course, personal, anything musical. I'm more than happy to answer them. There we go. Q&A with Vatche. I wonder how many people watching. Oh. Okay. Looks like most people have gone. I guess it's that time of the day. It's 9 o'clock. Time for me to sign off as well. Well, all I can say is thanks everybody for joining in my live Q&A. I hope I answered all your questions for those guys who had any questions, and it was helpful. Yeah, until next time, thanks for joining in. I'll take you out with my music. Cheerio, guys.